Shemai. Good morning. My name is Tracy Hartman-Bradley, and my tribal affiliation is Alutiiq Aleut. I am also a nice teacher, which is a Native Indigenous-centered education teacher for the Omaha Public Schools in Nebraska. The civil rights issue that I want to talk to you about is stereotyping and the use of mascots. For far too long, stereotyping of Native Americans has been allowed. People need to understand that this is a civil rights issue. We as a nation need to come together and say enough is enough. We can do this by rewriting inaccurate American history with an honest Native voice. We must eliminate the improper use of sacred objects in advertising, the use of headdresses, tomahawks, peace pipes, and other sacred items by people portraying Native mascots is not just wrong, it's racist. To abuse any sacred objects that belong to another ethnicity is a racist act and needs to be stopped. Many don't understand the historical trauma that Native people have been put through and still continues. As a nice teacher in the Omaha Public Schools, I work with Native students of all grade levels in 87 different tribes. I see the challenges that our Native students face every day. I see students with low self-esteem caused by negative stereotyping. I felt the need to challenge myself to take on stereotyping and mascots after hearing my students ask why people see them as extinct or as a character in an over-exaggerated Indian costume. I have also been asked by non-Native students, are there still Indians? As a Native person, I feel the need to teach my students who they are and the traditions we hold, while also teaching non-Native students, educators, and those outside the Native community about Native culture. As a Native American specialist, I not only teach culture, traditions, and art, but I also do units on stereotyping, mascots, and historical trauma. My stereotyping unit shows that all ethnicities can be stereotyped. It also helps my students, Native and non-Native, gain an understanding of who they are, understand how we see each other, and look at the world with open minds. This lesson gives my students a positive sense of self-worth and a better understanding for others. In my mascot unit, I share mascots of other ethnicities that are exaggerated and racist. I then share the Washington Redskins mascot and teach my students the true meaning behind the word Redskins. We end our unit with writing a letter to the Washington Redskins owner, and the students can give their opinions about whether the name should be changed or not. My students, Native and non-Native, get an overall view of Native history. This includes talking about government, treaties, war, genocide, the Holocaust, and how historical trauma fractures Native people. For instance, some of you may be surprised that the Holocaust was fashioned around the genocide of the Native Americans. Our Native high school students, educators, and the University of Nebraska, Omaha, Native students put together a video to share with you and social media. I'm a proud Alaskan Native. Will you please join me in the fight against the racist mascots? Koyama.
We dance, we sing.
We have our own traditions.
We are not caricatures or fictional characters.
That you can mock at your leisure.
We are human beings.
Just like you. We dream of one day.
When our culture can
Respectfully coexist with yours. Don't continue to dishonor us.
Please reconsider
We are culturally insensitive.
Mascot.
cry at these things. I cry at these things all the time. And I'm always afraid that people are going to think that